We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 kids on this death list so far. Oh dear. And how old was Barbara? Barbara... Okay, yeah, Barbara wasn't a kid. Alright. They foamed the door up. Interesting. Can't punch that. Exercise. They had a rock climbing wall in their house?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
This family crazy. What if you want something from the kitchen? What if you want a nighttime snack?
At the time, it was
take you like an
as far
hour
as
to
she
get
could
there. Well, what if you want the toilet in the middle of the night? Huh? I guess just open the window. Ooh, should we open the Bible first, or have a look at this?
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay's your dad.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Oh, we don't read that? No secret thing in the diary? Okay. I mean, this bit's cozy. The bed's not much, but you know.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
And that's a lot of missing posters.
When my dad died,
We're going
I
up,
don't
though.
think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Milton, Lewis, Edith, and Dawn.
The house had
Is
to
this
get
it?
a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
You know, when you need a bigger house, you don't buy a new one or make an extension to the side. You just build like a little room on the roof. Lights are still on.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Great job. Awesome. They were homeschooled as well.
But it didn't last.
This family keep to themselves, don't they? To teach to learn, Dawn Finch. 7 ways to create a fulfilling bathroom classroom. How to make a good bathroom. Ah, here it is.
Beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Oh no, that's the top. Oh my word. I love it when you get a castle for your 10th birthday. Oh, I assume that door was locked. Hang on, what's around here? It's Milton. Milton's just hiding here. Oh, found him. Well, imagine living in this. Whoa. Built a miniature Hogwarts.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Ah. Hey, Milton. How old was he? Jesus. I can't paint that now. Alright, let's get depressed.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Ooh, it's a flip book. I would never have the patience to make a flip book. Like, I think I did in school when I was bored and it's just a stick figure fighting. Nice. Hang on. I feel like a story is meant to play. Oh. How long is this book? Crikey. It's magic. I like it. And that's how Milton died.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
I mean, he could be alive, or we're gonna find him dead. Probably that.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh. You think she sealed the house to keep stuff in? Like,
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
The weed room. Gotcha. Looks a bit different than other places. Alright. I'm feeling some good vibes from this room. He was a lo-fi guy. Look at this. Yeah.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar.
Oh.
That part of him lived on.
What's that? He's got his Nintendo 64.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Oh. He was a gamer. That's why he died. Bloody gamers. Lewis Finch. Setup's alright, you know, he's got the dual monitor going on.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
So, it wasn't just
but he withdrew
weed.
part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
I don't like this, this blade.
wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
You know,
The
I've
fear
worked
was
in
where
some
the-
jobs where this is where your
and
mind
something
goes.
moved.
You know, when you're
Bats
sitting on a till,
and toads.
just scanning food for people.
And things that have not names.
Yeah, I think that was called a dragon.
He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
He's still doing his job, he's alright. Look at him go.
But he found something more.
A cult.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis.
It's a whole new
So I let him go on.
Lewis. Give Lewis his
I
weed,
even
come on now.
encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Hey, well that's the best friend a man can ask for.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Okay.
Then he made musicians.
Has he been playing Civilization?
And songs for them to play.
Hey, I play little movies in my head, little
talked
stories I
about
made up.
starting a band.
It's fine.
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
No problems with that.
He no longer spoke at the cannery.
Okay, getting a bit alarming.
But
I mean,
his chopping was as reliable as ever.
I don't speak much, so
Then
it's
one day
fine.
it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Oh. Meaning what?
He held an election for mayor,
Became mayor? Sure.
and he won.
I mean, you could go a bit further than mayor if you want.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Ooh, we're playing Crusader Kings.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Productive.
New Louisville,
Great. Nothing bad with this.
St. Louis.
St. Louis, I'm pretty sure that's a
He
place,
started
a school
drifting
near
away
me.
from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Oh,
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
hello, mother. Hello. Give us a high five.
In Louisville, he heard rumors of a
Lewis likes the princess,
Beautiful
if you know
prince.
what I mean.
The prince was on his own quest for
The prince really loved rainbows, you know?
radiant rainbows.
So why not? Oh. We'll ignore that. Lewis is
Followed
living the
sound
dream.
of his
Literally. Hold up. A sitar.
electric sitar.
An electric sitar, not guitar. Even better. Oops. Lewis. Oh, Lewis.
His chase led him to a golden
Great.
palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Hey!
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Is Lewis gonna fall in this blade or something? I'm not seeing how this leads to a death, but... You know... It's cool.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Emperor. Wait, is Emperor better than the king? King's probably top, right?
For someone who'd never known
God,
success in the real
there we
world,
go.
I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me.
Okay, now, yeah,
It's hard to argue with him.
I appreciate the small door. Big door's just inconvenient. Ah. Home sweet home. Some tasty bleach. Wonder which locker's his. He's got his Nintendo Switch.
He began to forget the world we know.
Damn.
I think it
This
pained
boy's
him
just
to
on some
remember
hard
Lewis,
edibles.
the cannery worker. He began to
Lewis?
despise the man with a royal contempt.
Hello. Mwah. Oh, Lewis. Look, you've been good at this job, but I can't help but notice productivity has decreased 100%, and that there are no fish. So I'm just gonna go home. See ya. Good.
I still thought I
Goodbye.
could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Yay, Lewis! Right?
Including the wise Calico.
Who needs real
insisted on
life?
advising him.
Molly! Molly looks like she's seen some things. Thank you. Pip pip.
His prince
Jolly good
waited,
show.
holding his crown.
Prince Ali.
There was only one thing left to
I don't know the rest.
Bend down his head.
No. Yep, that's a... It's called a crown block. Where they give you a crown.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Dr. Emily Newth. Uh-huh. Lewis.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Alright. Who we got left? Dawn and Sanjay. Well, I guess Sanjay isn't a actual Finch, so Dawn. Edith, dear, just run while you still can. Change your name. Get a new life. For the sake of you and your child. I swear, if Edith dies by the end of this...
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Oh.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Now it's the top, right? Nope, not quite.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Yeah, I get why you left.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
And Edith room, eh? We got the very top, did we?
But it had to end one way or another.
Ooh.
All that's left now was to tell you about that last night.
Okay. I mean, she got the best room in the house, I'd say. Although, if a small storm were to happen, yeah, I'm not sure it's going to last long. Happy 90th birthday. Hey, for an Edith, did pretty well. Or was she an Edith? No. Yeah? Ooh, a quill. I think she was an Edith. Alright.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word.
Yeah, it is Edie Finch.
Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
There you go, open my present. I took a big shit in the hallway.
the power had been shut off that morning.
Got him.
But Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Oh. Super secret way.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's
Because
best
of them?
if Edith and I leave tonight.
Yeah, God.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
So how did Mother Dearest die?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
Yeah, can we go to it?
There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Huh.
God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
This is a bit
When the fog
ominous.
broke in, I lost my way.
Oh. Just keep going forward. No, don't get lost.
I got turned around.
Oh? Do we go back?
For a while, I wondered.
And then the tide came back.
I started seeing things.
It's always a deer that's used as a
Things
symbolism.
I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Home sweet home. Ah.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
Look like the
Mom.
house from Monster
Edith.
House.
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
Mom!
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Oh.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best
I used to
of
do
it.
this, but without my arm actually out the car. So I'd probably have it taken off.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Goddamn sicknesses.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
That's the most real death out of them all.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
Oh, baby.
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Is that
This
hold
journey
what I
was
think it
supposed
is?
to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And
This
tell you
is-
all these stories myself.
Exactly what it's like being born.
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Just swim out the hole.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Edith didn't make it. Oh, you poor boy. What's gonna happen to him? That's the end. For Shirley Dallas. Rest in peace, Shirley. Surely she can't be serious. That's nice. Huh. I like to think that the actual developers are all just kids. So did she die at birth? Giving birth? Was that what it was? I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was a good game. Especially, I need to check if it is the same developer. If it is the same one as The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, I thought this one was a lot better than that game. I really enjoyed this. It didn't have a, like, definitive ending. You know, it's not a obvious beginning, middle, and end. It's just, here's this tragic family, take what you want from it. I've played quite a few of what you'd call, I guess, walking simulators. I hate that term, walking simulator, because that makes it sound like the world's most boring game. But that's what they're called. And they've been very hit and miss for me. You know? Like, okay, if you're gonna get rid of gameplay, you gotta have a really good story, and sometimes they don't make up for that. I felt this had a good balance. The gameplay was very fun, you know, as minimal as it was. It was like just the right amount of interactivity. I'm gonna assume it's made by a pretty small team, which is also a thing I like a lot. So, is the family actually cursed? A lot of the stories was supernatural, but I guess it's to assume that it was more, you know, just in the person's head a lot. Especially interesting, Barbara, where she just found her ear, and that was it. I actually thought it was going to become sort of mystery of finding about her. Or we're going to find anything about the missing brother? Nope, it's not what it was about. The end. Question mark. Dun dun dun. Do we play story options now available? Cool. And there's the family. On that note, thank you everyone for watching. I'll be playing more games like this. And recommend any if you think of what will be good for me to play. Thank you for watching, and toodaloo.